This is an Elddis Crusader Zephyr. Just going to take you around the caravan and show you how it operates. In front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake, which will demonstrate to you in person here on site, along with the ATC. In the front locker, you have 2 gas bottle tie downs. You can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles on board the caravan at any point. And in the front locker, you actually have a gas changeover valve. So essentially what you can do is you can have 2 gas pipes connected to 2 gas bottles at any time. And on the side of this regulator here, you'll notice there's a little arrow. Now at the moment it's pointing to the left hand side of the regulator, so it will run from the left hand side gas bottle. If you want to change your gas supply over because the bottle is empty, for instance, you can spin the valve round on the front of the regulator that then points to the right hand pipe work, and that will allow the gas bottle on the right hand side to operate via the regulator without having to disconnect and change over a bottle. You'll also notice when you turn on the gas supply, the little red marking in here goes green to let you know there is gas still in that particular bottle. If it goes red again, then it means the gas bottle is empty. On either side of the caravan at the front, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan, and they will just be brought down to the ground, touch the ground, rather than lift the caravan with the legs. If you lifted the caravan with the legs, it could potentially damage the floor of the van. Above that, you have your Aldi heating and hot water flue. Now that is essentially there to do the same job as what the flue does on the side of your house, so it is just a flue for the boiler system itself. You've then got your water pump connection. Now very simple with the whale connection. Pull up the little cap before you release it, pull the pump out and push it into the side of the caravan, push the cap down and lock it into place. The pump itself will drop down inside the acro roll through the hole on top. Battery box. We can supply 110 amp leisure batteries should you need one at a cost of £75 during the handover. They are normally £110 should you need one. You've got your mains power lead coming from the power on site into the side of the caravan, and also on the side of here you have your motor mover power switch, which will demonstrate on site. The wheel nuts will torque while you're here on site or when the caravan leaves site, so you can see they've been torqued correctly, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover while we hook up to your car. Side locker of the van, you will see you have your toilet waste cassette. To release the toilet waste cassette, you pull up the orange handle at the bottom and pull the toilet cassette towards you. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you have your orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In that cassette you'll put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. On the side of the van you'll also find, just to the left hand side of the toilet locker, you'll find your grey waste pipes. So the fresh water that goes in the front of the caravan has to come out somewhere, and that's what these 2 pipes are here for. So once the water's been through the heating system and through the sink and the shower, you'll be able, the water will come back out here. You'll put your 2 bits of grey pipe in and then drop them down inside your waste master, which normally sit down this side of the caravan. Back of the caravan on either side you have your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan, as you can see just here, and they are just there for stabilising rather than lifting the van. Door side of the caravan you have a storage locker for accessing underneath the rear bed, the bed at the rear. Have your 2 fridge vents which are there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. You'd never cover these up, and behind the bottom one you'll also find a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. At the front of the caravan you'll see a storage locker for underneath the front seating area, your barbecue gas point and the last wind down leg. Go inside the caravan now. First thing you're going to need to do when you come inside the van is turn on the master power, which is on this switch on the left hand side. So as you can see, you want to turn that switch off, all of the power goes off inside of the caravan. Just going to wait for the control panels to load back up. You have the light switches coming across here, 3 switches here. You have your main water pump run just here. To fill from the acro roll on the outside of the caravan, you'll need to make sure the drain down valve is shut underneath the seat on the right hand side on the floor. Underneath here you'll find your yellow drain down valve. Now to fill the water system to the hot water tank on board the caravan, you'll need to make sure that yellow valve is parallel with the floor. you'll have the aqua roll connected on the outside. You'll come to the control panel by the door, and you'll fill the internal water tank by hitting the internal water pump switch just here. For it to fill correctly, you need to have all the taps open on the hot side of the water system. So as you see, I've already filled the water system up on this van. As you can see, the water system is flowing already. Once that water system is full, you can shut all of the taps back off on the hot side of the water system. If you want to fill the onboard water storage tank, which is at the rear of the caravan, underneath the bed, again, you'd have to have all the taps open on the hot side. You'd come to the water tank itself, and down the side of the water tank, you'll find this blue drain down valve. You need to have that blue drain down valve so it says closed on the side where it's got the P shape. So you'd have to have closed on that side, and that will allow you to fill the water tank up. Again, like I said, you'd have all the taps open on the hot side. You'd come to the control panel again, and you'd put the switch to external, so it fills up the internal water pump. No, sorry, ignore me. You'd have it on external to fill the onboard water tank, the hot water tank, sorry, and then you'd have it on internal to fill the water storage tank underneath the seat. Next to that, you've got your control panel for your voltmeter and your onboard water storage tank level. Once you have the water system completely full, you can start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. That's where the Elddis control panel comes in. Top left hand side of the screen, when you've got the control panel on, it will let you know the heating pump is running and that it's doing its job. Top right hand side, it'll indicate that you've got mains power coming into the caravan. Then below that, it'll indicate the current room temperature of the caravan. Hit the menu button and you can go into the options for the heating and hot water. You've got minus or plus for your heating. Below that, you've got hot water on or hot water boost. Below that, you have your amount of power coming into the caravan. So you've got your 1, 2 or 3 kilowatt option, depending on what caravan site you're on. On the bottom left hand side of this screen, you have the option to run gas. So if the gas was turned on in the front locker, you can simply come inside the caravan, hit the gas option, and the gas system would self-ignite. If it doesn't self-ignite first time, it could potentially mean the gas bottle's turned off, the gas valve is pointing to the wrong bottle, or there is air in the system. If there is air in the system, we'd advise you go to the hob, because that is the last point on the gas system. Ignite the hob so you've got gas coming through to here completely, and so it is burning nicely. Then come back over to the control panel, hit the flame symbol and allow it to reignite on gas. In the control panel, you also have some advanced options just down here in the bottom right hand side, which allows you to set timers for the heating and hot water systems if you wish to use them. You do not have to use those to make the hot water system work. You'll also find in there some other options such as screen brightness for the display panel and invert colours for at night time, so it goes dark during the night so it doesn't stay bright when you're trying to sleep. Underneath the seat on the right hand side front of the caravan, you'll find your trip switches for the caravan itself for your 240 volt system, and your 12 volt fuses below for anything 12 volts on board the caravan. Little tip for you, if you get on site and you're not sure if you've got mains power coming into the caravan, hit the test switch. If that test switch drops down, it means there is power coming into the caravan from the site you're on. If that switch stays up, it means there is no power coming into the caravan, and it could potentially mean that the isolator switch on the power post you're connected to is turned off, or there's an issue with your lead. The microwave on board this particular caravan is an eco microwave. So to get the microwave to wake up, hit the eco button, as you can see here, and it'll allow the microwave to come back on, and then the rest of it works like your standard microwaves. The fridge, again, very simple to use. You've got power off and power on. 240 mains for the fridge operation, and your fridge temperature on the right hand side here. Gas, the fridge will self-ignite on gas. If it failed to ignite on gas, it would flash the blue flame symbol here and the red warning triangle on the right hand side. If you wanted to use 12 volt for powering the fridge while you're towing down the road, you'd select the 12 volt mode, and again, if there's no 12 volt supply coming from the car you're towing with, it will flash as you can see here. Normally that would go solid blue and the fridge would start operating as a cool box. One thing I forgot to say is the blue pilot light here is the pilot light for the gas system. So if that is solid blue, then it is working as it should. And again, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. You have got a door catch inside here to allow the fridge to stay open when you're keeping the caravan in storage. You press the grey tab in and pull the grey little lock out here, which then allows the door, when it is shut, over to stay open a slight amount. The hob, cooker and grill all work very much the same as your household appliances. You do have a light on this particular oven, just there, for inside the oven itself, and your igniters on the left hand side. Gas controls across the front. One thing to remember is the 240 electric ring on top of the hob will not work unless you have 240 mains coming into the caravan. The same with the microwave. Last thing we're going to go through on this particular caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. The toilet has an electric flush, so you press the button here that works off the water system on board the caravan. You have a toilet full indicator light, so that light will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself needs to point straight across the caravan when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the van, and this is essentially to allow you to remove that cassette without it locking in place. Below the toilet, you have your grey waste handle, which allows the toilet waste into the cassette underneath the van. Again, that will need to be shut off when the toilet waste cassette is being removed. So that is the Elddis Crusader Zephyr. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to call. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.